Hey there, it's Val. Welcome to my bullet journal setup for February 2024. This month I have opted for a Jane Austen theme, and the cover page features a painting depicting a scene from Pride and Prejudice. You'll also see quotes from some of Jane's other works scattered throughout these spreads, and I just thought it would be a very fitting theme for February. I'm not a big fan of using a typical Valentine's Day palette for my February spreads, but then I felt like having some neutral pinks, greens and browns would be a very fitting theme for February without keeping it explicitly Valentine themed, yet somehow retaining a romantic academia vibe throughout these pages. As usual, I'll begin my painting by laying down the base colours, and I have not used a lot of blue for the rest of my spread, and on a later reflection I felt like maybe using a darker green for Mr. Darcy's coat would have been a better option, considering that there is no green as such in this painting, while there is quite a bit of green in the rest of the spreads. So that might not have been very well planned on my part, but I do like the colour scheme of this page. And I did incorporate a bit of blue on the coat page on the left to make everything a bit more seamless. For the painting, I'm mainly using acrylics on watercolour paper, and of course I've watered down the acrylics to quite an extensive degree to make them blend in a lot more better. I'm not making the painting very detailed, and I'm trying to keep it semi-realistic because I do intend on outlining it later with a black fine liner. And also I do want to keep the painting very stylistic. For the background, I wanted to go with a floral look, so I took some light pink and attempted to draw some roses. Initially, I was aiming to keep these roses all across the background, but then I did not end up liking how they looked, and so I sort of dissolved them a little bit into the background using the same colour diluted with a bit more of water, and as a consequence we can see a very faint outline of the rose instead of a very detailed one, and I do like how a very faint outline is shining through instead of making the background very detailed. In the end, of course, I ended up drawing some outlines with my black pen and added some shimmery details using my white jelly roll. Once I was happy with the painting, I moved on to do the lettering for the February part, and I used a very big capital lettering with lots of floral flourishes in there, and because it was a very detailed sort of lettering, I could not possibly accommodate all 8 letters of the word February into it, so we're only going for the first 3 ones. I had a bit of out of focus footage in the beginning because I am not the best at keeping track of my camera when I am working on the spreads themselves, but luckily I was able to detect it before I did any more work, because I would not want all of this lettering to be lost by some very out of focus footage. I then moved on to do my code page, and for the code page I'm using a code from Sense and Sensibility. It is not what we think or feel that makes us who we are, it is what we do or fail to do. And I wanted the lettering to sort of look a little bit like a face in the side view, so it is sort of looking similar to Elizabeth in the painting, and so I made sure to sketch all my letters in the beginning, even though I ended up freehanding some of them later on, but I had a loose outline of a face within which I was working. Any parts of the face that were not completely filled by the letters were then filled in using random swirls and leaves in green. I then glued on my painting on some brown paper, and I also added some light green on the feb lettering. to add further detailing to the word think because it felt very big, but it seemed very plain at the same time. I ended up doodling some small roses inside the letters to kind of blend in with the floral theme we have going on, and also to fill in the empty letters. Next up is my goals page, and I kept this one relatively simple by just collaging a bunch of brown paper, washi tapes and some cutouts from a few photographs I have printed earlier. I then lettered goals in a very simple brush lettering and then proceeded to add my calendar to the right. And then we have a code to fill in the empty space under the calendar, and it is a code from Mansfield Park this time, which goes, "Nothing ever fatigues me but doing what I do not like," and I thought it would be a fitting code next to a goals page, so it serves as a reminder of only setting goals on things which I would potentially enjoy doing and not stressing myself out by choosing to do things that I might not enjoy. I am merging my gratitude and mood trackers for this month because I wanted to make my gratitude tracker a bit more. So for this spread I will be drawing a bunch of teacups on both of these pages, and essentially how it will work is that I'll be writing the thing I'm grateful about on the body of these teacups, and in the ellipse where the drink is supposed to be, I will be colouring in with my mood for that specific day. So by the end of the month we should have a bunch of teacups with a lot of different drinks, and hopefully most of them will be pertaining to the colours relating to the good moods. And then we have my last two monthly spreads, which are my writing tracker and my brain dump. For the writing tracker, I went in with the same calligraphy style I did on the first page. Again, I could not write the entire word writing in that sort of font, so I just decided to do it for the capital letter W, and then I'll be writing the rest of the word in brush lettering. The brain dump is also one of my more simpler spreads, where I'm just using some fancy Gothic sort of lettering on the top, and on the rest of the page I will not be doing a lot. Earlier I was thinking of maybe adding a quote, but then I decided to shift the quote onto my writing tracker page instead, as you will see in a minute. And I'm just adding a lot of swirls, and then I used the same pink I also used on the writing page to sort of add a drop shadow to the lettering. The rest of the setup of this page is similar to what I did for my goals tracker, and I'm just using a sort of collage format with washi tape, scrap paper and a photograph I printed earlier. Then I just added the dates and words to my writing/word tracker on the left, and I'm adding the quote I was talking about earlier. It's a quote from Mansfield Park, and it was the only Jane Austen quote I could think of which related a little to writing. So that's what we are doing here. It says, "Oh, right, finish it at once, let there be an end of the suspense, fix, commit, condemn yourself." Lastly, I've set up my weeklies, and I'm using a very simple rolling weekly setup for this one. I've only recorded one of my weeklies and I will be setting up the rest of them in the same way, so I thought it would be very repetitive to film all of them. I glued in sticky notes to use as to-do boxes for all 7 days of the week. I then quickly add my weekly to-do list to the right of the page, and with that we are done with our February monthly setup. Here is the final flip through. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon in the next one.